What is going on, my YouTube family? Welcome to today's video. Now, I thought, I'll go back to my good old me vlogging. I feel like for the past 3-4 videos now, I have someone to shoot the videos for me, and it just feels very like me in the camera acting, that kind of thing. So I thought today, there's nothing really going on. I thought I'd bring you guys along, do a simple vlog, run some errands, and just pick up the camera. So I hope you guys like this kind of style as well. But today the plan is I gotta run some errands. I gotta go to the bank and all that. And after I saw a lot of comments actually and DMs. My DMs is filled with people asking how do I, what exhaust, and is my exhaust tip 3-inch or 4-inch? If it's 4-inch, how do I fit it? Because a lot of people taken to their shop, and then it turns out they can't do it because of this and that. So I thought I'll just show you guys and actually make a dedicated video to this and explain to you guys how you guys can weld and mount a 4-inch exhaust tip. I know a lot of shops won't do it, or they don't know how to do it, just because it is not, I guess, aligned perfectly. But I'm gonna get out the car later and point at the exhaust, and hopefully you guys can see what's going on inside of it and explain to you guys what's going on. The reason why I haven't been uploading as consistent as before is because you guys can see the weather has just been horrible. You guys do know I live in Canada, so the weather we get here isn't, I don't have the California weather. Making videos is actually getting pretty hard in the winter, other than obviously when it snows, we can do some snow drifting and all that. But just on a regular basis, it's actually getting pretty hard, just because, it's raining, it's foggy, it's snowy almost every day, and it's just hard to shoot a video sometimes. But I promise you guys, I'm gonna try my best to still pump out videos every week. But due to today's, I guess, event and the weather as well, after I make this video, I thought I'd do something indoor just because of the weather and everything. So I thought I'd show you guys my camera setup, because I see comments in every single one of my videos asking what kind of camera do I have and what kind of this and that. So I thought I'd do like a little setup tour at home. So what kind of camera I'm using, what, I guess, monitor and editing tool I use. So I hope you guys still enjoy today's video. But nevertheless, let's get started. So finally got the bank out of the way. Now we're on our way to Shoppers Drug Mart. So basically, if you guys in the States, it's like CVS or something. My dumbass this morning was brushing my teeth, and then I opened the cupboard and my tongue brusher just fell straight into the toilet. So that's gone. So now I'm on my way to pick up a new one. But I hate running errands like this. It's so dumb. Now I gotta go all the way out of my way to get this thing, and then just so annoying. But the car is doing fantastic. I love it with the tune and the intake. So if you guys haven't checked out my full review of the intake and tune, I'll put the link in my description box. Go check it out.
One hour later.
All right, finally, let's get into the main, I guess, question I get asked a lot in every single one of my videos and DMs is, how do I get my tips fit? Now, let me show you guys. So these are MagnaFlow 4-inch exhaust tips. So these
I have 4 of them, right? So each one of them, they are 4-inch. So as you guys can see, they are welded on. I just shut the car off, so there's smoke coming out, but they are welded on. First of all, let's get the main question out of the way is, do they fit? Now, you guys know I have 4-inch tips and I have a custom exhaust setup. So basically what it is they are still welded onto the OEM mufflers. A lot of people say, well, I took my car to the shop and they said they can't fit because it's 4-inch and there's no clearance and blah 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 blah. So they fit for sure, and a lot of people might ask, well, they fit because you have the aftermarket diffuser, they have more space. Well, I had this set up way before I got the diffuser, so they do fit on a stock Audi S4 diffuser. I think it's the same like space or size anyways, so it doesn't really matter. But how do you guys actually to get this fit? You have the 4 exhaust tips, so 2 on each side, and the stock Audi S4 OEM muffler, I guess, outlet is 2.5 outlet. Now these are, I believe they're like 3.5 inlay. So basically what it means is your tips inlet size is way bigger than the muffler's outlet size, so you are not gonna get a perfect fit. So if you guys are building like a show car or you're super OCD about this and that, then probably this not the setup for you. You might have just to go and get a completely brand name catback. So this way they make 4-inch exhaust tips from the factory and they look fantastic. But for me, I don't really care. You can't really see it unless you're like bending down and like look into the exhaust hole. Otherwise you can't really see it. So for me, it's not that big of a deal. I like the sound of it and it works. So let me just show you guys how it fits. So if you're really OCD about it, and then again, don't go this setup, so don't roast me in the comment. But how you get it fit, I don't know if you guys can see, but there you go. So you see the 2 inner tube or inside, they are the outlet of the muffler. So after you cut off your OEM tips from the muffler, you will have like little inlays, right? And these are obviously bigger, so you're not gonna get a tight weld and tight seal, so you will have gap from here. You guys see that? That's a gap. And this side, it has a little bit of a gap as well, but you can't really see. So if you want to fit, one perfect, so this one actually fits pretty perfect. So you guys will see one is perfect. Because the inlet is small and so close, this one you're gonna have gaps on the side. So obviously welding is pretty strong, so you don't need a full weld or seal. So this one is fully welded and sealed. This one they welded just on the inside. They just tacked it on the inside and make sure they won't fall off. And here it's just all empty space right here. So that's how you get it to fit. Let me show you guys the other side. So this side, same thing. You guys see that little lighter color here? That's space. So this one is fully welded and sealed. Now moving on to this side, because the tips are so big, the inlay is so small, you're not gonna get a perfect fit. So all this space it's empty, it's air. You're not gonna get a fully welded sealed tips. But if you're standing far away, imagine you're here, you can't really see anything. But nevertheless, if you're standing like this on an eye level, you're not gonna see that. So just make sure when you go to your exhaust shop, make sure you find a good one and make sure they let you, go to the back. For me, I always take my car to a shop or any shop that I say, hey, can I go to the back with you? I want to show you something. And I want to make sure they know what they're doing, first of all. And second of all is they're just even a good technician. Sometimes there's like a miscommunication or they don't really 100% get what you're saying. So I always make sure I can go back there to talk about, placement and how to do it and all this and that. So if you find a good reputable shop and they allow you to go back then you're definitely fine. So let me show you guys again, right? So you see here, they do fit and they tacked the 2 muffler tips like in the middle so they don't like move around. And definitely you have clearance for sure. The tips are not gonna bump into the diffuser or anything, even when you're accelerating. There's obviously gonna be vibration, but you're not gonna have anything like that.
So I said again, find a shop that knows what you're doing, go back there and actually show them, because you know the best of what you want it to be. So you show them and place them and say, you know what, weld the inner tip, you know, fully on, and the outside you're not gonna get a fully tight seal, so just tack it and just weld whatever you can, and it definitely won't fall off or anything. I had this for like 2 years and it's absolutely fine. One more trick I'm gonna show you guys, or tell you guys, when you do weld it, is don't just look at it from behind. So don't just look at it from here, because here the tips look, you know, absolutely perfect, and especially you're on a lift. But you want to come to the side and see the angle of the tip. So, you know, you don't want the, so basically what it is, you can look at the tip from the back and it looks perfect, but when you come down to the side, the tips could be angled too much down or too much up. So you want to come to the side or climb a ladder. That's what I did, because your car is going to be on a lift. So I climbed a ladder to be at the same level, and I can see the tips if it's pointing up or pointing down. So that's another trick, very, very important, because you don't want to weld it everything and you look the side and the tips are like angling down, because at that point you either have to deal with it or live with it, or you have to cut it off and do it again. So save you guys some time. Definitely look and check from the side, and that's how you get the 4-inch tip. They fit. So again, if any shop tells you, you know, the maximum you can do is 3-inch, they're bullshitting you. They don't know what they're doing. So go find a good shop, go back there, tell them exactly what you want, show them and how to place it and how to weld it, and you definitely will be good to go. So I guess that's all I have to say about the tip placement. So I hope you guys enjoy, I guess, this little tip. So for all of you guys are asking me how do they fit, this is the video you should watch. So let's fast forward a bit so I can get home and show you guys my exact setup, my camera setup and everything. So let's go. All right, so we're finally back home, and I thought I'd show you guys my setup and what I used to film and what I used to edit. So I get a couple of DMs and comments on YouTube and saying, you know, what camera do you use? What software do you use and all that. And I thought I'll just, you know, since today's video is kind of short, I thought I'd throw it in. Personally, I believe having a space that's dedicated for your editing or studying or anything is very important, and I think to make this place kind of the way you want it and cozy and just efficient is definitely will benefit, you know, your production level and the speed and how you work. So this behind me is my little setup. Definitely not the greatest, but hey, it's mine and I'm comfortable with using it, so I thought I'd show you guys. But before we start, the camera I'm using every day for all my videos is the Sony A7R II. Now that is the camera I'm recording on right now, so I can't show you guys, but I'll throw a picture right here. This is the Sony A7R II. This camera is great. You know, I've gone through a couple different cameras. I got through the RX100, the small one, and it's good, but it just didn't have the same vibe and the same color and everything that I want. So it is a little bit heavy for daily vlogging and all that, but you know what, the quality is amazing, you can't beat it. So the Sony A7R II right now is filming with a 50mm lens on it. So it's 51.8 Sony E-mount. I usually vlog with the 28mm f2. So the lens I'm shooting on right now is more of a cinematic lens, and where I take all my photos. So all my photos for Instagram and for all the cinematic shots and all that, I'm using the 50mm just because the focal length and it's 1.8, so it blurs the background very, very nicely. But for daily vlogging, obviously, you know, my arm is only this long and it's just too close. So I got the 28mm f2. So this lens is probably I use 90% of the time for all, you know, just on the go vlogging and everything like that. So this f2 28mm is the main workhorse, I want to say, and the 50 I'm shooting on right now, it's, I guess, has the best picture quality in my opinion. So these are the only two lenses that I have right now, and honestly it fills whatever the need I want to shoot as of right now. So I'm pretty happy with it. And in terms of the microphone, I'm shooting on the Rode Micro Pro. It is very, very small. I throw a picture right here, but I used to shoot on this. This is the Sennheiser MKE 400. Hands down, I think for sound quality wise, this is still the best thing. It's honestly, the sound quality is just amazing. There's no noise or anything like that. But the only downside and why I switched is because this thing requires battery. And the battery, whenever it's low, first of all, it drains the battery very, very quickly. And whenever it's low, it doesn't tell you or anything. So I will go shoot or whatever and then come back, there's like a high-pitched hiss sound. And you know what, it happened a couple of times, and after I just can't even use the footage. So it got me really upset and pissed off, so I thought I'd switch it. So I got the Rode Micro Pro. It's very small, it doesn't require any battery. You plug it in and it just works. So that is the microphone I'm shooting on right now. Now for everyone that's wondering what do I use for editing and photo editing and video editing. So before I started out on Final Cut Pro, but I have switched full-time to the Premiere Pro by Adobe, and I haven't gone back. You know, it just works so much better in my opinion, and honestly it's the only thing I use. So for video editing, I use Adobe Premiere Pro. For photo editing, sometimes I use a little bit of Photoshop, and sometimes I use Lightroom. So these are the three, I guess, programs that I use daily on a consistent basis. So Premiere Pro for video editing, photos, Photoshop, and Lightroom. And honestly, that's probably the only three you need. But yeah, if you guys haven't tried the Premiere Pro and you're using Final Cut Pro, definitely give it a try. I swear you guys won't regret it. But yeah, honestly, I don't know how this video is going to turn out or how you guys are going to like this video, because I know 90% of my viewers are for cars, but I thought I'd share you guys a little behind the scene and how I produce these videos and what equipment I use. I think it's very, very important as well. So like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram. I got a lot of videos lined up, but honestly, it's a little bit slow right now because of the weather. The weather's just been crap. I hope you guys understand, but needless to say, I'm still trying my best to pump out the most video I can. So please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and until next time, I'll see you guys very, very soon. Peace.